Pot calling the kettle black is all I'm saying.
Ooh. The pot calling the kettle black. Huh.
Whoa. That was some tea. That was shade. That was major shade.
Pot calling the kettle black. So, I mean, you're not insinuating that
he's
50
gay?
Cent is...
Oh my Lord, please. What? Girl, we gotta talk after this episode is over.
Wait, Vivica A. Fox, what are you insinuating?
Well, I mean,
he gave you...
No, he's not. I mean, we had a great time. I mean, but he's just seems like he's got something that's not quite clear.
50 Cent just refuses to let old drama die, and this time he set his sights right back on Vivica Fox. He came out clowning her for allegedly getting a little BBL at nearly 60, and the internet is eating it up. Vivica's new body has been making waves online these past few days, and of course, whenever her name pops up, you can bet 50 will show up too. At first, he fooled folks into thinking he was impressed. Some even whispered he might be ready to spin the block with his ex. But just when people started side-eyeing that possibility, he flipped the script. Suddenly, he was blasting her, saying her surgery left her botched and that no man would ever want her again. That's cold. But Vivica? Oh, she wasn't letting that slide. She clapped back with fire, calling him out and even tossing in a bold jab that 50 is secretly on the DL, saying he wouldn't recognize a real woman if one smacked him in the face. That comeback had social media buzzing like crazy. These two messy exes are back at it, trading shots like it's 2003 all over again. And honestly, Vivica's choice to go under the knife shocked a lot of folks. But at the end of the day, she's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants with her body, no permission needed. Vivica has always been fine and her body was already on point, which is why this whole situation caught people off guard. To be fair, there's been chatter over the years about how she looks different from her prime, but let's keep it real. That's just aging. Folks keep comparing her to her Kill Bill days, but that was over 20 years ago. She was in her mid-30s then, and now she's almost 61. So of course she doesn't look exactly the same. Still, Vivica always served looks, and for her age, she's still snatching attention. That's why jaws dropped when she stepped out recently, showing off a brand new body at a meet and greet in Houston to promote her hair brand. The reveal had people talking nonstop. And as expected, the internet spun out of control. People just aren't used to seeing women in their 60s get BBLs or touch-ups like that. Sure, it happens here and there, but Vivica doing it at her level, that was something nobody saw coming. Sure, people expect a little nip and tuck here and there, maybe a facelift, maybe some Botox, but BBLs? Those are usually for the 20-somethings and 30-somethings, not women pushing 60. Naturally, fans had plenty to say. One person wrote, "I'm all for people doing whatever they want with their bodies, but Vivica needs to chill. She already looks good for her age. She doesn't need more surgery." Another added, "It's so dangerous. Our elders don't know how to age gracefully anymore. Trying to stay 35 forever is just embarrassing and risky for a 60-year-old, don't you think?" And of course, who slid right into the mix? 50 Cent. He couldn't resist. He dropped a comment saying, "Wait, let me see." At first, people thought he was just throwing shade, but then he doubled back with, "Who said I was spinning the block?" Man, I ain't gonna lie. That booty was good though. Suddenly, it looked like he was being playful, maybe even flirty. Fans immediately started speculating if 50 still had a soft spot for Vivica, maybe even some leftover feelings. But just when it seemed like sparks might fly again, 50 reminded everyone exactly who he is. He switched gears and started trolling her. He posted a video showing Vivica in person, where her body looked very different from the polished pictures on her Instagram. And to make it worse, he edited the clip to end with one of her best IG photos, making it obvious he wanted people to drag her for the before and after contrast. Petty doesn't even begin to cover it. That video, yeah, Vivica looked way different than the polished shots she posts online. But let's be real, almost every celeb edits their pics.
Just letting it all hang out.
Filters, Photoshop, angles, social media is smoke and mirrors. So when 50 dropped that side by side, he knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted folks dragging her, not praising her, but Vivica is not the one to play with. According to insiders, she wasn't even shocked that 50 went down the petty route. She says he's always been vindictive and messy for no reason. Word is, she's even warning that if he doesn't back off, she's ready to stir up some drama that could cause him real problems. And knowing Vivica, she just might do it. These two are pure chaos, and honestly, it's wild they've been broken up for over 20 years, yet still make time to throw shots. If there's one person who can match 50's energy and keep the shade battle alive, it's Vivica! Their whole history has been a nonstop roller coaster. 1 minute they're in love, the next they're at each other's throats, then back to flirting like nothing happened. It all goes back to that very first spark at the BET Awards in 2003, when 50 got swept up by Vivica's beauty and confidence. And ever since that moment, it's been nothing but drama, passion, and pure mess between them. Fast forward to the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards. 50 and Vivica hit that red carpet hand in hand, shutting down every whisper and every side-eye. No more guessing games. They were officially a couple and the world couldn't look away. This was their superstar era. 50 Cent was untouchable, dropping Get Rich or Die Tryin' and pulling in a jaw-dropping 12 million sales worldwide. At the same time, Vivica Fox was that girl in Hollywood, stacking blockbuster credits like Independence Day, Set It Off, Soul Food, Two Can Play That Game, and Kill Bill. Together, they look like the ultimate power duo, soaking up the spotlight and feeding into the fantasy that they had it all. Vivica was falling for 50 harder every day, and he seemed just as smitten. He spoiled her like a queen, and people swore they were relationship goals, at least for a hot minute.
You know, I want to thank Vivica Fox for wearing that dress, too.
Word on the street was that 50 was even gearing up to propose. Allegedly, he had a massive 12-carat engagement ring picked out for her. But when she made him mad, he switched it up last minute and turned that proposal ring into nothing more than a pair of earrings. Petty or power move? That's the million-dollar question. And that right there was the turning point. Their fairy tale love story started spiraling fast, crashing down like a house of cards in a light breeze. Privacy? Non-existent. These two were under constant surveillance. Every date, every fight, every little detail making headlines. For a second, it looked like they were untouchable. But behind the scenes, their castle was already crumbling. Having your business splashed across tabloids non-stop? Yeah, that's no recipe for love to last. And then there was the age gap. Vivica was in her late 30s while 50 was only 27. And let's be honest, his maturity level was nowhere near hers. But the real deal breaker? 50 could not keep their business private. If there was a mic, a camera, or even just a crack in the door, he was running his mouth and spilling tea. Vivica wasn't here for that mess. Who wants their private relationship turned into a reality show? At 27, you'd think he'd know how to keep things low-key, but clearly discretion wasn't even in his dictionary. So between zero privacy, going public way too fast, and 50's non-stop chatter, this romance didn't stand a chance. The love story that looked picture-perfect went up in flames, quick and loud like a firecracker on the 4th of July. 50 started feeling like his tough guy image was slipping, and instead of handling it like a grown man, he pulled the ultimate coward move. He broke things off with Vivica. But did he sit her down and have a real talk? Nope. Vivica literally found out she was single by listening to a radio show. Imagine waking up, turning on the radio, and realizing you've just been dumped. That's brutal.
But for my birthday, he filled my entire house with my favorite flowers, which were Casablancas and gardenias.
He's very romantic, and he's like a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
And see, I know that side of him, and he's very sweet and very kind and gives the best hugs.
Now let's talk about, he's 10 years younger than you are.
11.
11 years younger than you are. And you've said that energizes you.
Yeah, definitely makes me happy. Keeps a pep in my step for sure.
Was he in love with you?
Very much. I mean, I think that the reason why it's haunted me for such a long time is I found out later that he wanted to propose to me. So that's why.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll set the stage. They're in Monte Carlo. 50's got the ring in his pocket.
No.
That's
he was going to have a theater because I was excluded in the international tour of Kill Bill.
And it gets worse. 50 didn't just end it, he ghosted her completely. No call, no text, not even a weak excuse. He just vanished like a magician disappearing at the end of a trick, leaving Vivica heartbroken and humiliated. But the disrespect didn't stop there. Instead of walking away quietly, 50 ran his mouth everywhere he could. He started airing out their private business for the world to hear, and then had the nerve to claim Vivica was only using him for clout. That's cold-blooded. At the end of the day, their relationship crumbled under the weight of all that attention and nonstop publicity. But like I said before, Vivica is not the one to play with. She wasn't about to let 50 walk away without catching some heat for the way he treated her. Vivica wasn't about to let 50 Cent drag her name through the mud without swinging back. She had zero patience for his nonsense and made it clear she wasn't gonna let him score cheap points by painting her as a clout chaser. So what did she do? She clapped back, and she clapped back hard. No way was she letting him run a fake press tour at her expense. She spelled it out for everyone. She never used him for publicity, and she sure wasn't going to let him tarnish her name just to prop up his ego. If 50 thought he could play her, he had another thing coming. But even after dumping her, 50 stayed petty. He couldn't resist throwing shade in his music. In his track Get in My Car, he rapped, "My game fight with a bitch brain until she thinks she wife me. Spent her life savings in a day cause she like me. Commitment from me? Nah, not likely. Went out with Vivica, I thought I was on to something, but then next week, nah man, it was nothing." He basically told the world he was never serious about her, making Vivica look like a fool while the whole industry watched. Vivica later admitted that hearing those lyrics was both humiliating and heartbreaking. And because 50 never knows when to stop, he later came for her career too. When she landed her role on Empire, he went on an interview blaming her show's ratings drop on what he called too much gay stuff. He even posted, "There are 3 million less viewers on Empire. Did you watch it? We couldn't take the extra gay stuff or celebrity stuff. Last night, Cookie, call me. But the kid is gonna mess up the show. Now everybody's waiting for power." Social media tore him apart for those comments, but 50 defended himself, brushing.
Did she dump you or you dumped her? Be honest.
Okay, I ain't calling no more.
Oh, really?
I have to stop calling.
Really?
Well, what happened?
She told you to stop calling?
Nah, I stopped calling. I feel like her people were taking advantage of the situation as far as her publicist was concerned.
They were using you for publicity.
Good for you.
Nah, but it couldn't have been using me for publicity because then, you know.
In a way, you're the hottest thing out there.
Yeah, but in the, then it would be, then we wouldn't have been together intimately.
Still, Vivica wasn't about to sit back this time either. She fired back with the ultimate counterpunch, hinting that 50 had a little something going on with Soulja Boy behind the scenes. That revelation left the internet in absolute chaos. 50 didn't hold back with his clapback. He fired off saying, "Oh no, now she thinks I'm gay because I let her lick my ass. Wait, I didn't even want her to, she forced me. My hands were tied. 50 Shades of Grey." That wild statement had everybody's jaws on the floor, but Vivica wasn't done either. She came swinging back, posting a never-before-seen throwback photo of 50 wearing makeup, captioning it, "Tell you what, 50 Cent, since you keep on telling lies, I challenge you. Let's both go on Bravo's watch, What Happens Live, and put this to rest. That never happened, and you know it, Queen." The internet went crazy over that. Now, we could go on forever about their messy history, but the pattern is clear. Vivica can get spicy, but 50 is always the one who starts these fights. Just like back then, he's still pulling the same immature stunts. He couldn't resist shading her new body, even after admitting it looked good at first and dropping hints that he might still be interested. But the second people started clowning him for having feelings for her, he flipped and posted that shady video to get her dragged. According to insiders, Vivica is fed up with 50's games. She's warning him to keep her name out of his mouth, or else. And here's the kicker. She's allegedly sitting on some dirt about him that could blow the roof off if she ever decides to spill it. If 50's smart, he'll chill, because nobody wants smoke with BBL Vivica. These two ex-lovers are messy as ever, and clearly this drama is far from over. But I gotta ask, what do you think about 50 coming for Vivica unprovoked and her threatening to expose his secrets? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe before checking out the next video.